What if this is the intro?
Great too. Welcome to
The BuildWitt Dirt Talk quarterly update.
We're here.
The business update. I found out 5 minutes ago that this is not an internal podcast. This is an external podcast. And someone came up with the idea of us talking about what the hell's going on within our business for all that are interested, all three of you.
Yeah. All three of them.
We're up from 2.
We're up from 2.
Yeah.
We're now up to 3. So we sat down as a leadership team. Well, okay. So some backstory is we decided to get into training and development last year. And then end of last year, early this year, we decided to go build a training platform specifically tailored to the dirt world from scratch, which we did.
Yep.
We launched it in May.
Yep.
And we took on investment to do so. Now we're raising more money, which has been a journey to say the least.
Right.
Because we tried to raise more from the industry, but it is really hard to raise money from the construction industry, as we found out. So we've got what we need, but since that didn't go over very well, we're going to likely go to the VCs to raise the rest of the amount of money that we need. So that's why we're here. So we sat down with our leadership team 2 weeks ago, and we asked ourselves, over the next 60 days, what do we need to do as a business to get some really damn good results from all of this money we've invested in our business over the past year, to take to the marketplace and say, hey, we're going somewhere. You should probably come along. We would love to have you.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the background here?
Yeah, that's the background.
Okay. So we're essentially going to run through the 60-day playbook that we have.
I think the other part of this is if you're a construction company wanting to know, is this platform really going to make it? Are you going to do something with it? Should I invest the time and effort to bring BuildWitt Training on?
Yeah.
You want to have an update. For partners that are out there, like, should I give my content over to BuildWitt? Are they going to do something with this platform? You want an update. So the idea was let's give everybody an update where BuildWitt Training is going, so that they feel confident either buying it or partnering up with us or investing in it. And we know all the good news that's happening, and we just wanted to let the whole industry know about it.
Yeah, for you people that aren't super familiar with BuildWitt or have listened to the podcast but just wonder what the hell BuildWitt does, the way I explain it is everybody needs food, water, shelter. Everybody needs infrastructure to survive, to live the lives they like to live. The dirt world provides a lot of that infrastructure that's absolutely necessary to all human beings in America and around the world. But the problem is the dirt world is struggling from a people standpoint. Culture's bad, retention's bad, recruitment's bad. The industry doesn't have the people we need to go build the infrastructure society needs. And BuildWitt, that's where we come in. We are working to give contractors the tools they need to go retain, recruit, care for their people long into the future so that their businesses can be successful. If they're successful, then society has the infrastructure they need to be successful.
Right.
So we started with a marketing business that we still have, but the real potential growth is through software, starting with training and development, because, great, you start out as an excavator operator or laborer in the industry. You don't know what the hell's going on. No one's really teaching you. So we wanted to give you a resource that you could go use to become more effective.
Right.
With daily training. You could go on your iPad, your phone, and learn in 2 minutes how to effectively do an excavator walk around, for example. Or earlier this week, we just did a haul truck basics. Or we have coming up soft skills, how to communicate effectively, which I think everybody could benefit from, whether you're experienced or not. So we have a little bit from somebody. And after we've populated the platform with almost 500 videos now, we are creating more content ourselves, but now we're getting into the partnerships, which is what we'll talk about in a minute, with other groups out there who want their content, their teaching in front of the industry, which we provide. We have the platform, we have the audience, we have the users, and they have the content. So we will become the largest educational platform in the industry. Once we have companies and individuals on our platform, then we can do other fun things as well.
Right.
It's kind of the game plan.
What could go wrong?
How hard can it be?
Yeah, it sounds pretty easy, honestly.
As I sit here with just ridiculous anxiety today. I'm fine. It's fine. So, what changes do we have here? From a business system standpoint, what we're doing is we are creating self-sign-up. So traditionally, everybody's had to go through a salesperson to get BuildWitt training. We've realized that's a little bit of a bottleneck. So we're enabling the next 60 days. Again, everything we're going to talk about is within the next 60 days. This is going to be a big 60 days.
Right.
We are enabling, well, this is already live. We've enabled anybody to go on our website and buy BuildWitt training without having to talk to anybody.
Right.
Which is my cup of tea. I don't like talking to people.
Yeah, me either.
You just want to show up and be able to do it.
Yeah. So this would be my preferred way of buying BuildWitt training.
Yeah.
I love Ashley, love our salespeople, but I just don't like to talk to people.
Right.
So that is a really big deal.
Speaking of buying training, and we came up with everybody's slammed with projects right now. So we realized, hey, a lot of people we were talking to is like, call me back in 2 months once I get out of these projects. We just took that off the table. We said, well, you sign up now, pay for it, and we'll give you 3 months free. So we'll get you through the summer, and then we'll implement. And so you basically get a 15-month contract for signing up for 12 months right now.
Yeah. So the platform, admittedly, is not perfect.
Right.
We just created this thing this year from the ground up, from scratch, and it's pretty damn good. Like, I go on there and I'm blown away by this damn thing.
Right.
But contractors, it doesn't have all of the content we want or whatever it is. The thing is, though, that the more people buy this, the more money we make, the better we can make the platform.
Right.
The more content we can produce, the more we can tailor it to the specific needs of contractors.
Right.
That's the whole damn point here. So the more people that buy from us, the better our product gets, which then helps them solve their biggest problem, which is people right now.
Yeah. The more people buy, the more partners want to jump in and give us content. So the higher the quality of the product becomes, the more investors want to invest in us. So
yes.
the higher. So it's all a cyclical thing. We're trying to build momentum. We actually have the momentum going right now, but it's every sale is helpful. Literally every sale is, somebody's looking at that. A partner or investor is saying, is this going to be the future platform for the industry? And if it is, then I want in.
Yeah. Yeah. And I promise you, while I do have a skid steer that's painted like a cow, that Cat Financial owns, I don't have a boat in my driveway. So every dollar is going back into this damn thing.
Well, you don't even have a driveway.
I don't even have a driveway. Nope. I live in an apartment. Okay. So that's a big deal. Click Safety. So we're going to be integrating with Click Safety likely.
Yeah, we're really, really close. We sent them the kind of edited proposal. We're close. They love the platform. We love their content. A lot of our customers have asked for it. So I think we'll be signing a deal probably by the time this thing goes live. So watch for that. We've got to build some integrations. So our dev team is doing that. But, the plan is that in the next few months that you'll start seeing Click Safety, OSHA 10, OSHA 30s, and other training show up on the platform.
Which is a huge deal.
Yep.
I mean, just having OSHA 10, OSHA 30s, massive.
Yep.
So that's going to be a really big deal.
They've been a really good partner to work with.
We'll have a referral plan for associations.
Yep.
So ideally, we're going to get the ability for associations to refer their members to BuildWitt training. They get a cut of that. So the associations benefit, their members benefit because they have an educational platform for their people now. We benefit, we get more sales, everybody wins.
Yeah, tons of interest right now from associations, which is fun. And I'm handling all those calls. So they're looking at how do we better communicate with our customers, roll this thing out, get referral fees, things like that. So if you're an association and interested in having a learning management system for all of your members that already has content, things like that, give us a call. I'll be happy to chat through with that.
Yeah, and that's one of the big sells. We're populating it with all the content.
Right.
So you can put your own content in there.
That's what we want associations to put content on there that helps their members. So that's what we want to talk about.
But you're not starting from zero with our platform. And again, these contractors always say, well, we've looked at other platforms and it's just not exactly what we want. Yes, that's why we built one specifically for the dirt world. This is built for you. We're not building it for anybody else, just the dirt world.
Yeah.
And Also, it's important to note, I'm sorry if you've been screwed by a software company in the past. We're really not trying to screw anybody here.
Yeah.
Does that mean we get everything right? Absolutely not. But here we are, CEO, president of the company. We're not screwing you. I promise. There's no wool being pulled over any eyes here.
Right.
That's why we're giving you our whole game plan here for what we're doing over the next 60 days.
Well, what you should do is give away everything that you're working on just in case anybody else wants to do it too.
Well, that's exactly what we're doing. So have at it, everybody else, because it's so easy to build a platform from scratch as we've learned. So on the customer success side, this is really important. Great. Okay, sales are critical, but if we can't serve the customers we bring on, then what the hell's the point? So the implementation process is getting really, really tightened up, which is going to be awesome. We bring these contractors on board. We've brought on nearly 100 at this point,
right?
Which is pretty sweet. But that's not enough. We need to actually get their people onto the platform. Get the user signed up, get the lesson plans lined out, help them with their problems. So over the next 60 days, we're doing quite a few things. There's a long list here to dial in that customer experience substantially.
Yeah, the worst thing is to buy a software package. You think, oh, I just fixed my problem, and then realize, you just started. And so we're trying to help everybody by, okay, you haven't been doing training before. You've been doing it, out in the field, this sort of thing. How do you set up a training program? Who's in charge of training? Those are the kind of things that we're helping companies with. Uploading your employees into the system, it's almost a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's very easy. And that's what we originally set up. Now we're working on how do you do training well? How does this augment what you're already doing, in a classroom setting, a rain day setting, or out, toolbox talks, or however you're doing your, training one-on-one out in the field. How can you supplement it with this? How do you build pathways for people? How do you assess where they are right now and build something relevant for them? So that's what customer success is focused on right now. We're getting in some outside help, some consultants that are coming in because we've seen some companies struggle with this. Others, they're off and running. And so we're highlighting the ones that are off and running. We're capturing that story. Our team was up with Will up in India.
Will Power. Yeah, he was on the podcast.
Yeah, we just recorded with him.
Yeah.
Crushing it, doing some really novel things. So our implementation team was actually there this week learning from them. We'll be showing that so that other people can learn from them.
Excellent. Yeah, there's some really exciting stuff happening within customer success. So that's going to be a big deal. On the finance side, just support the organization. We're trying to control our expenses, not add right now, trying to get the product dialed in before we go too aggressively. Again, the greater the sales, the more money we have to add more people and expand customer success and development and marketing and sales. And it all goes back into the product.
Yep.
Media, there's some big time stuff happening in media. Last week, we shot the intro courses to dozers, excavators, and haul trucks. So that was awesome. We went out into the field. We walked through the controls of an excavator, dozer, basics of our articulated truck. So that's going to be huge. We just delivered the first safety course. So we have safety level 1 that just dropped last week or this week. We have intro to civil construction that just dropped, which is really exciting. And then shooting in July, delivery end of August. This week, we shot intro to operator. So I spent a full day in the studio shooting our intro to operator course, it's really good stuff.
Right.
If I had this stuff beginning, I've loved being a part of this because I just put myself in the position of me as someone who's beginning as an operator in the industry. All of this stuff is not common sense to someone who hasn't been in this world before. It's remarkable. It's remarkable. And then in shooting in August, we're doing level 2 for labor, level 2 for grade checker, level 2 for pipe layer, and then soft skills. And so that's listening, communication, leading. That's what the industry really needs. And we are here to cater to that.
Yeah.
So this represents we're doubling the content on the platform, 500 more videos in the next 60 days.
Yep.
I think it's important to also highlight the volume of videos already on there. Because I think if you see it there's only so many tracks or so many topics, but there are dozens and dozens of videos for all of these topics.
Yes.
And so when you say we're doubling that content, that's not from 10 to 20 videos.
Mm-hmm.
That's way more than that. So I think that's important to keep that in mind. Like when we talk about doubling content, that's a serious move.
It's a serious move. I mean, and to get through 1,000 videos, that's going to take you a long time.
Yeah, you ain't going to get through it by the time we start adding more.
Well,
no.
You guys also, because you were there at the very beginning, I still remember our first shoot with BuildWitt leaders and doing some of that, but we've gotten really much better at it. We know
way better.
Yeah.
The safety content that we just dropped on the platform, it's already on there. Way more compelling than the first stuff we did. And the first stuff is still probably the best training material I've seen in the industry. It's still great, but we have graphics in there now and all kinds of fantastic B-roll. It's really compelling.
Yeah.
It's really compelling. And yes, I'm in it. So of course it's compelling.
It's not just a PowerPoint.
You love watching it because you look great.
Yeah. It's not these are safety and training videos made in the year 2022. So we have at least 30 years up on the next best training content made in the early 90s.
Can I ask a question about the safety content on there?
Please, Alex. Please ask a question.
Who's deciding that it's any good? Who decides that it's worthy of like learning that safety content?
So we're leveraging a lot of existing programs in the industry and partnering with phenomenal contractors, some of the best contractors we've come across, like Hoopla, for example, in Charlotte. And not only are they helping us develop their curriculum, but they're also reviewing everything after the fact to make sure it is buttoned up.
So it's not just us saying, this would probably be good to know. We're getting experts who have to use that material in the field saying, this is valuable. This is what other people need to get.
That's exactly correct.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we're the ones putting this together, producing it, making it compelling, but it's based off of very successful people from the field. And we're going to be working in the future to involve more and more people from the field. So if you're listening to this, you could potentially be involved in creating BuildWitt training content, which I will get to in a moment.
Cool. Awesome.
Okay. So that's content. It's just, we're going gangbusters right now because everybody said, oh, there's not enough. Okay. Well, we check. We're coming with a lot more, doing our job. Partnerships. So this is a really big deal. We're talking with a lot of great companies like ClickSafety. We just mentioned them. And others.
Yeah. We're organically, we're going to get from 500 to 1,000 videos, but how do we get to 10,000? How do we get to 100,000? We're going to have to do that through partnerships. There's smart people out there, smart companies. We can go get them on the platform. And so just said about 3 weeks ago, let's start talking partnerships. We are sending out the first MOU, like agreements today. I think there's already a dozen that we're going to be sending today. Mm-hmm. So I'll talk about a few of them maybe, but these are big names. Everybody in the industry will recognize that have said, hey, I like your platform, like the micro learning aspect to it. We don't have anything like that. We've got some great content libraries and academies and things like that. We'll give you, what content we can. So that's about to bump up the 1,000 videos to Lord knows where.
Yeah, but the BuildWitt's real advantage is we're kind of in the middle. We're the Switzerland.
Yep.
We are the aggregator for everybody. So we are bringing everybody together, all these groups, and eventually all the OEMs and everybody to one platform to educate people about what they do and how they can work more effectively in the field.
Yep.
And how we talk about there's not an us versus them, or there shouldn't be an us versus them relationship and approach in the dirt world. These are getting everybody on the same side of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. One vendor told me, and they've got a great academy, but he's like, I know you guys, I've been following you for a couple of years. I know you're going to build this thing and blow it up. You need to teach road building. If you teach road building, we're the experts at road building. Mm-hmm. We wrote the book on road building. We need to be the ones teaching it. So we'll give you our content. We'll figure out the win-win situation there so that everybody benefits. But in the long run, the industry is going to benefit. And so those discussions we're having 2 or 3 a day right now. Mm. And we haven't really even talked that much about the partnerships. Word's getting out. And so you'll start to see press releases come out. But by the time this podcast drops, you'll probably already have the first press release out. So
yeah, it's actually, this has been the most surprising thing about the past few weeks is how many companies are involved in being a part of this. And I say that in a very surprised way because we haven't really talked about it all that much from a partnership standpoint. Like we haven't even officially created a partnership as we're recording this, which will change today probably.
Right. Yeah.
And yet all these people are like, they're seeing BuildWitt Training. We want to be a part of this.
Right.
How the hell do we get on board?
Yeah.
So it's just beginning.
Yeah. And some that had really good, already had learning management systems and academies said, I really like the micro learning. Like that, Dale Carnegie is one that you'll probably see in a press release by the time this is done, and just said, we've got live training. We've got all these different formats. We haven't done the micro learning. So we could do that. That would be a whole different way. And then the industry needs soft skills. So who better to teach soft skills than Dale Carnegie? Yeah. And so that's, we're not there yet. We probably will be by the time this drops, but that's a good one. So everybody's kind of looking at it. How do we give you our current content? It may not be in micro learning format, but it'll still be on the platform. It needs to be taught to the industry. We're experts. We're going to teach it. And then let's explore that micro learning format together, because that's probably a better way to teach than the way we developed this, this year or last year, or things like that.
So that's partnerships, really big deal. People HR, Nikki's leading up those efforts, really continuing to develop our people, because we would be nothing without our people.
Yep.
That's pretty damn obvious, but I don't want... How we got here is pretty special, and I want to keep nurturing that and caring for our people in greater and greater and greater and greater ways, because we just have human beings.
Right.
We don't have anything else to our business. That's it. So if we don't care for the human beings we have, then what the hell's the point? Like we don't get anywhere.
Right.
We don't make the dirt world a better place. So there's quite a bit there from a people standpoint we're doing internally that I'm really excited about, and I want to get even more aggressive on.
Well, we challenged them too and said, hey, we've got 60 days to really make an impact. What can these 80 people do if they come together in 60 days and get accomplished? And I mean, we're like 5 days into it. It's already crazy what's happening. So it's pretty special.
Sales and marketing is a really big deal. Big change is we're testing month-to-month sales this month. So instead of signing a year agreement, you can come on month to month, which is going to hold us quite accountable, and it offers a lot more flexibility.
Yeah, and just removes any barriers or objections that people have. Hey, there's not enough content right now. Are you guys going to deliver on this? Questions. We haven't been out there for 15 years, so people don't know. So it's like, hey, if the annual contract bugs you, go month to month. See where we are in 2 months, that sort of thing. And if you don't like it, go, no worries.
We understand it's a little bit of a leap of faith, but it's a little bit of a leap. I mean, we're not asking for a lot of money here. No, we're not asking for a lot of time. Like, we're not asking for very much.
Yeah. The annual deals aren't that expensive.
No.
It's more like, hey, are you going to have it and deliver? So, and the platform didn't have everything we needed when we launched, and you'll probably get into that. So that some people are waiting. Okay, when you get these features, I'll buy. When you get this content, I'll buy. So that's why we had those two specials. Either go month to month and watch, and we'll deliver, or sign up and we'll give you 3 months free right now, just so you got a little bit of lag time. You don't have to worry about, am I getting my money out every month? We'll give you 3 months free.
Some of the other things sales and marketing is working on is they're overhauling our website right now.
Yep.
So if you go to our website, there's a wild amount of content on the website currently about training. You can explore the platform pretty extensively.
Pretty well. Yeah. But they're revamping it just to explain BuildWitt better.
Yeah.
And then give you that, our marketing team, we have a really good sales team, but they want you to be able to explore every aspect of that product without having to call somebody if you don't want to. And then when you're ready, pick up the phone, call them. They'll
plenty of people to talk to.
Yeah. And pricing's on the website. Everything's there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Super transparent.
Yeah.
Well, and I think the way that we've always approached our website, I think really applies to how we're approaching building training in the first place. How old is our company? What's the full length of this? Less than 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
How many websites have we had? 6?
Yeah.
And it's never been, well, let's just do a new website because it feels like it's time for a new website. It's like, oh, we've learned these things. We're going to bring that to this next process to make this version better. And we do that over and over again. And that's exactly what's happening with training as a whole.
One of the bullet points, web overhaul completed by 8/26.
There you go.
So we're getting a new website, Alex.
Getting a new website. Love it.
By 8/26. So there's a lot going on within sales and marketing to grow the platform. Again, The more we grow the platform, the more everybody wins. We're not doing this just for fun.
Yeah.
We're doing this to really solve the significant issue in the dirt world. We've listened to the dirt world for 4 years, 5 years, and they've said, we need to figure out how we can educate our people. And we've said, check, we can do that. Here we are. Services, that's primarily the marketing business. The goal for the marketing business is to just keep doing what they're doing. And they're doing remarkable work.
Really remarkable. I saw one of the company videos, and it was really the best work we've done. So the good news is we've, for those that are buying that service, we've segmented that business off. We're not using those people to launch, BuildWitt Training and getting them distracted. They're off on their own, just focused on doing crazy good work for contractors around employer branding, websites, all those photography, video, all those things. So it's a separate part of the business. It's a critical part of who we are, because that keeps us in touch with the dirt world and contractors and their issues and things that they're trying to solve. So it's a separate part, growing, very successful. Jason's running it. We've elevated some people over there, so it's exciting.
Yeah, CW Matthews has been awesome. Jared Vinagro, Goodfellow. There's some awesome projects going on.
Yeah, CW Matthews website should launch.
It should be coming up pretty quick
quickly.
Here. Yeah. Heritage Construction Materials Group.
Yeah.
We're all over the board right now. So that's the marketing business. Really exciting stuff. And then we get into the software side of things. So one of the things we originally promised that we had to push off for the initial launch was the dashboards. And that is basically the ability for companies to track each individual user and their training.
Right.
This is going to be a game changer for the industry, because from a company side of things, they can prove that our people, this person, they've been trained on, here's their training records.
Right.
Here's all of their training. And not just through BuildWitt Training, but any training in theory in the future will be able to be tracked and assigned to an individual for technically the first time ever. For the individual future state, once we get more into social, you will also be able to track as an individual the training that you have done, which increases your market value.
Right.
So you win on both sides of the table. Companies win, individuals win by being able to prove, here is the stuff I know. I at least know this. It doesn't guarantee that I'm a great blade hand or whatever it is, or an excellent pipe layer, but it gives you more credibility than you have right now.
Right.
So that's a big deal.
Yeah, you can see if is this thing working? Am I getting engagement? Are people answering the test?
Exactly.
The questions right at the end of the video.
Yes.
Who's in and who's out? Who's knocking it out every day? That's you hire 10 laborers and you want to know who's really crushing it. This thing will give it to you. That's probably the future foreman that you need to put your arm around and watch.
So that was supposed to go live 7/31. Today is
that. No, it launched last night.
So 7/28.
Yeah.
We beat that by a few days. So that is up. We now have dashboarding for the product, which is a huge improvement over the initial product. We are going to implement version 1 of the community library by the end of September, which is huge.
Right.
So this is going to allow anybody to contribute to this training platform.
Right.
So you will be able to take your phone out in the field and go record tips and tricks or whatever you do to teach the next generation, teach those around you how to do things more effectively. And so someone will not only be able to go access our deliberate content libraries and curriculums, and not only access all of the partner content, but they will be able to get taught by their peers from around the industry.
Right.
Which is how, like you said, we go from 1,000 to 10,000 to 100,000 courses.
Right.
This will be the biggest library of educational content in the dirt world, period.
Imagine leaving a job on one side of the country because your family needs to move to the other side of the country and saying, well, I know how to do this work in South Carolina, but I don't understand how I translate to that work in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
There's in theory going to be people who've put content. It's like, well, here's how I do this in Arizona.
That's exactly it.
Immediately available I don't know. To me, that's like a really exciting personal like connection thing.
Yeah, and that's what makes BuildWitt Training not just for somebody new to the industry, because there's always more to learn. There's so many nuances to the dirt world that you're always learning. So this will give you the opportunity to not only always learn from people across the country, but to teach as well, to do your part, to make the dirt world a better place yourself.
Right.
To go give the next generation, go give those around you the stuff that you've learned, potentially the hard way. Game changer.
The way I've been explaining to partners is we're kind of building the Netflix model. And so we have original content that our media teams are shooting based on what the industry says they need, and we have experts. And so we're shooting all that. Then partners are saying, okay, you can have all this content you put on there. So it's big. And then, for some of the partners, it's like, hey, okay, I'll give you this for free, but let's, I make money off this content. So it's like, okay, well, we'll do a premium channel. Like you can have your own channel within here, within the platform, and you win, and we'll do revenue sharing, things like that. So that will be there. And so just like on Netflix, you can go to genres or different channels that people have done. And then the final aspect is this community where it's almost like YouTube added in, but we'll have the ability to make sure it's good training content. You'll know I'm on the community platform. So it's not like it's BuildWitt or one of these partners, but it's community. You can kind of see, and then training managers will be able to pull those things over and assign them to tracks and vet that for their company. So that's how we get there as an industry. We all got to come together. We'll have different ways. We'll figure out, do we pay individuals to create this content? If they're really good, we'll figure out how to pay them so they keep creating this content, putting more on the platform.
Yeah, in a future state, this is going to become the biggest digital community in the dirt world, in the industry. You're going to be able to go in with one place, and you're going to be able to learn, find jobs, see what the heck your company's up to, buy and sell things. I mean, in theory, you should be able to do just about everything in one digital place if this works. Yeah. Without a bunch of naked women everywhere, like social media today.
Right.
I mean, how's that for a perk?
There you go.
So it's really, really, really exciting. And this is all happening in the next 60 days.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff's already happened.
Yeah, even just when you started making the list, some of this stuff has already gone live. Is already in
Spanish
motion.
subtitles.
Spanish subtitles. That's another one.
That, yeah.
Yep. Oh, I missed that. So yeah, all of our videos now, almost all of them as of today, have the ability for Spanish subtitles.
Right.
That's probably pretty valuable.
I'm telling you, we're really trying to figure this out and tailor it specifically to the dirt world. This is not for general contractors. Right. This is not for HVAC. This is for the dirt world. So if you're a dirt world company and you listen and you've consumed this podcast, bless you for however long you've consumed it for, but we don't make any money here. We don't. We do this because we have a business that allows this to happen. So if you've gained value from following us online or listening to this podcast, at least just check out the training platform. If you're a company, if you're a leader at a company, please just at least check us out, BuildWitt.com. If you're an individual, please go talk to someone about this. Please go talk to a leader at your company. Check it out. If it looks like something worthwhile, if it looks like a pile of trash, great. That's fine. I promise you, though, it doesn't look like a pile of trash. It looks unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And we're just getting going on it. But if it looks worthwhile, and if you think is going to value your business, tell someone about it. Have them get a hold of us, and let's go make this happen. Right. We will have the ability for individuals to join the platform, future state, and that's coming probably sooner rather than later.
Right.
But right now, it starts at the company level. So if you're a company, please at least just check it out. At least just check it out. And if you're an individual, check it out. If it's worth recommending, talk to someone at the company.
Yeah, if you're an association in our industry and you want to talk, let's jump on a phone. I've got a calendar full of them.
Yeah.
But let's talk. If you're a vendor out there that's got some great training for this industry and you're open to collaborating, reach out. Let's talk. Let's go build this thing. We're not here to compete with anybody. So if you have your academy, I know some of the contractors have massive academies and they're already doing things great. We're there to supplement it. We don't and integrate with it. How do we all win? How do we build something huge for the industry that's a tool that we can all use?
And this isn't to replace seat time. This isn't to replace hands-on. We're not trying to replace actual experience.
Right.
But we're trying to be able to scale these training platforms,
right.
These training programs that are hands-on. So if we can equip someone with the information before they have that hands-on experience, and then while they have that hands-on experience, they can accelerate their learning curve and everybody benefits. They're more effective. Who doesn't want to be more effective at their job? Who doesn't want more effective teammates surrounding them? Who doesn't want to be at a more effective company? Everybody wins here.
Right.
Everybody. It's wild.
Well, and we're taking it down into states then that are looking at high school heavy civil curriculum pathways, and we're like, hey, you can have the platform, you can have this training, get better students. Let's get more people into the industry. And so the benefit of doing all this and getting all this great training is then we can roll it out into high schools and get a lot more people in.
That's exactly it.
And I think one thing that I'm getting from this conversation, it's not like we're showing up on the Dirt Talk podcast to be like, let's try to generate more sales. Let's go. That's not what this conversation is really about. I feel like a lot of this is about like the charge to the industry to engage with the broader thing we're trying to do.
This thing works if the industry adopts it as their own. And we've always wanted BuildWitt to be adopted as hey, we've been trying to fix this workforce issue. And I was with associations in Indiana, and they're like, nobody's doing this well. We've been trying for, like, there's some pockets of this. Nobody's figured out the workforce. We want to bring everybody together. We want everybody to kind of adopt BuildWitt as, hey, you've found the ability to reach a wide audience and a wide audience of kids. So let's listen to what you guys are saying. We're not trying to make tons of money. We're trying to build tools and help this industry. So we need everybody to jump on board. The more companies that buy this, the more investment we get, the more partners we get, the better, higher quality tools. It's just and then the more we get down into high school kids.
Yeah. So if you've liked any of our content over the past few years, we're not running a charity here. It all costs money to create. My travel's not free. Help us, please. I mean, how much bullshit do we peddle on the podcast? How many garbage ads do we insert in the middle of these podcasts?
Thus far, we've done zero.
We've done zero.
We're over 200 episodes, and we've done zero.
Yeah, and we have full every intent of keeping it that way. But we also have a business, and that's why we're here. Here's our business, and if you want to help us, that'd be really fantastic because everybody can win as a result. And it's cool to be part of a business that isn't bullshit. It's cool to have a product that I actually believe in, that actually helps people, that actually is solving a real problem, arguably the biggest problem in my favorite industry in the United States, that supports every other person in the United States. It's a big deal.
Well said.
Okay. Well, that is a podcast, not an internal podcast, but an external podcast.
External podcast. Just
great.
Giving a rundown of what's going on here at BuildWitt.
All right. Well, hopefully everybody enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one. If you want to learn more about BuildWitt Training, go to BuildWitt.com, BuildWitt.com.
Yeah.
Stay dirty.